Hello students, welcome to Pharmaceutical Engineering World. Today in this lecture we will start our pharmaceutical engineering practicals. Before that I want to say something about the subject. The PE is very important subject because in pharmaceutical engineering practicals you are going to learn different types of materials and how the heat will be transferred from that material. And apart from that you will also study here steam, flow of steam, moisture and humidity, where it is present and how to measure it. It is very important as we are talking about the pharmacy. Apart from these we will also learn here rotary tablet machines, how it will work and how you can measure the different parameters of that machine, fluid energy mill, size distribution of tablet and freeze dryer, and so many other practicals we are going to learn in this subject. Let's first see the marking scheme. So in pharmaceutical engineering practical you can see the course code is BP308P. There are two parts, internal assessment and end semester exam. Internal assessment is of 15 marks and end semester exam is of 35 marks. The total marks for practical PE practical is 50. Now which practicals we are going to learn here? As I already told you, we are going to learn a practicals based on radiation constant, how the heat will transfer through brass, iron, unpainted and painted glass, and similarly the next experiment is steam. Then you can see that it's all about the steam, moisture, humidity, rotary tablet machines. So all these practicals are related to engineering, but they will be used in pharmaceutical world. Okay, so let's start our experiment number 1. Our experiment number 1 title is determination of radiation constant of brass, iron, unpainted and painted glass. You can see here one figure is represented where you can see the three things are represented: convection, conduction and radiation. So these are the three important parameters which we are going to learn today. The conduction means the transfer of heat from one object to another object. Here you can see that with the help of conduction heat is transferred to a human hand. In convection the heat will transfer into the same material by mixing of molecules. And the third is radiation, where there is no touch between the molecules and other material, but heat is radiating in the form of electromagnetic wave. Then we will see here a formula related to that also. Let's start the experiment. Heat transfer is a major unit operation in pharmacy. Heat flow from a region of high temperature to a region of low temperature. So we people already know in day-to-day life that whenever something is very hot, what we do, we place that object in a open air, or if liquid is there we increase the size of the container in which liquid is placed, because if size will increase the temperature will decrease. Now what is conduction? It is a process in which heat flow in a body is achieved by the transfer of momentum of individual atoms or molecules without mixing. Okay, that we have seen in the previous figure. So this is your conduction. The human hand is touched with a metal. So is achieved by transfer of momentum of individual atoms. Now what is convection? It is a process in which heat flow is achieved by actual mixing of warmer portion with cooler portion of same material that is presented inside the container. Hot water is at downside and cold water is at upside. So they both are mixing and temperature heat is transferring. Now third, radiation. It is a process in which heat flow through space by means of electromagnetic wave. Now After going through these three things, our practical aim is to find out the radiation constant. Means what? We are going to study only radiation. Now question come, why not conduction and convection? Because in conduction the heat flow from one object to another by means of touch. So they are touching with each other, but in our case and in actual case, it is not your metal or iron or glass is not touched with anyone. So at that time the loss due to conduction is very minimum, or we can neglect it. Second is convection. As we see, the convection is achieved by mixing of same material. So we are not going to mix our metal with another metal or our glass with another metal. Means again here this case will also be not considered. So that is written, you can see here the second last line, as the metal cylinder is freely suspended without any contact with the metal, the heat loss through conduction is minimum. For this reason, the metal cylinder is placed on glass tripod stand, thus heat loss by radiation is highlighted. Now the same thing, convection, conduction, radiation definition, and one figure is there along with them for a detailed explanation. So in this rectangle, the first box at upper side is convection, and second figure is representing convection, now then conduction, and at bottom side the first figure it representing conduction, and last one is radiation, where nothing is near to fire flame and heat is radiating. Now let's come to the actual practical side. Radiative cooling is described by Stefan Boltzmann law, which states that the rate of heat loss per unit surface area of a body at temperature T is proportional to T raised to 4 minus T raised to 4 subscript S. So there will be two temperature. Okay, what is that? Ts is the temperature of surrounding. Okay, because we are talking about the heat transfer. So whenever we talk about the heat transfer, means one object temperature will decrease. So T4 is nothing but your temperature of your object, which can be metal rod, brass or glass, and Ts is the temperature of environment, means your room temperature or lab temperature. The rate of heat loss due to combined convection and radiation can be determined by the following equation. What is that equation? M dt by dt is equal to H1 S by C into T minus T air plus H2 S by C T raised to 4 minus Ts4. Now what all this represent? M is the mass of the body. Whatever object we are going to take, we will first measure its weight in kg. Then what is dt by dt? It is rate of change of temperature, means how your temperature is decreasing per degree Celsius in so many time. Okay, you can say 1 degree Celsius is less in 1 minute, or 2 degrees Celsius is less in 1 minute. So that we are going to measure. Then next H1. H1 is what? Heat transfer coefficient for pure convection. S, surface area of hot body. So whatever object we are going to take, or it is in whatever shape, we have to measure the surface area. For cylinder, we will use the area formula of cylinder. Now what is T? Temperature of mortal surface. TA, temperature of surrounding. TS, temperature of surroundings. And H2 is your radiation constant. C is specific heat of the metal. So metal heat can be changed, but we will consider specific heat here. Now how the experiment we will perform? You can see here the setup. The setup is very easy. Now one equipment is there on which a metal cylinder is placed, and that equipment is nothing but it is used to increase the temperature of your metal cylinder. So it's like a iron. Okay, so you are keeping your metal cylinder on an iron, and that cylinder is having a empty area in middle side, and you will place your digital thermometer there, and you will on your equipment. And after that, the metal cylinder temperature will going to increase, and we are going to increase the temperature up to our maximum limit of digital thermometer. After that, we will off the machine and place that metal cylinder, okay, which is at very high temperature, onto a hot pad, which is represented at right hand side on hot pad. And after that, after a certain interval of time, we will continuously measure its temperature, and after some time its temperature will be equivalent to room temperature or lab temperature. So this is the main setup of experiment. Okay, and next, the procedure I already told you what we are going to do. The same things are here. The first step is to measure the metal weight. The second step is find out the surface area and weight of cylinder. Third step, keep it over a heating plate. Fourth step, keep a digital thermometer. Fifth, switch on the hot plate. Sixth, heat the metal to maximum temperature. Seventh, remove it carefully from heating source with the help of tongue. Eighth, place it on a pad. Ninth, the temperature of metal cylinder starts to decrease. Now, step 10. The temperature readings are noted at an interval of 2 minutes. Take the readings till the hot body reaches to the normal room temperature. The readings are tabulated, and after that the analysis part will start. That is from step 3. Here you will find out the rate of change of temperature with respect to time. Then in step 14, you will, whatever you have studied or whatever you have analyzed, you will represent that in the form of a graph, and the axis of that graph will be time in minute on x-axis and temperature on y-axis. And you will again draw another graph for detailed explanation. That is in step 15, temperature in degree Celsius and x-axis and rate of change on y-axis. So you are representing your experiment with the help of two graphs. Then we will find out the slope of the plot. Calculate the slope. Calculation is very important, because after calculation of slope we are going to calculate the coefficient, and with the help of that, coefficient of convection, and with the help of that we are going to find out our radiation constant H2 that we see in the formula. The same procedure can be used for the determination of radiation constant of cylinders, cubes or other material. The material will change, size will change, surface area will change, okay, and that all changes we have to present in our main formula. And after that we will note down everything as I already told you: diameter, radius, height of the cylinder, mass, room temperature. We will keep all these in the form of table, and with the help of table we are going to draw a plot. So this is the expected plot which we will get after going through all these steps. Hope you will understand experiment number 1. Thank you.